There is a moment in life when everything begins to fall apart. Relationships change, old dreams stop making sense, your motivation disappears. You feel disconnected from the life you once worked so hard to build. And the most frightening part is this: nothing is technically wrong, yet everything feels wrong. Most people believe this means they are failing. But what if the opposite is true? What if your life is not collapsing, but reorganizing? Because before real growth happens, before healing stabilizes, before alignment appears, there is almost always a period of unraveling, a dismantling, a quiet ending of the person you used to be. You see, the human nervous system is designed for familiarity, not happiness, not fulfillment, familiarity. Even painful patterns can feel safe if they are known. So when you begin healing, when your awareness expands, when you start listening to yourself instead of surviving, the structures built around your old identity can no longer hold, and life begins removing what no longer matches who you are becoming. Sometimes gently, sometimes all at once. You may lose relationships that once defined you. You may question your career. Your routine stop working. Your tolerance for emotional chaos disappears. Things that once felt normal suddenly feel exhausting. And you wonder, why is everything breaking at the same time? Because growth is not an addition, it is a subtraction. Before something aligned can enter your life, space must exist for it. This stage is often misunderstood. People call it burnout, a crisis, a breakdown. In spiritual psychology, it is often known as an awakening phase, the moment when your inner world evolves faster than your external reality. Your identity begins updating, but your life has not caught up yet, and that gap feels deeply uncomfortable. You may feel lost, unmotivated, emotionally raw. You may crave solitude while simultaneously feeling lonely. This is not regression, it is recalibration. Your nervous system is learning a new definition of safety, one not built on survival, but on authenticity. Here is something important to understand. When your life begins to fall apart, it usually means you can no longer betray yourself successfully. The behaviors that once helped you cope stop working. People pleasing becomes unbearable. Overworking drains you. Ignoring your intuition creates anxiety instead of comfort. Your system is no longer willing to abandon you. And so life starts closing doors you would never have closed yourself. Not as punishment, as protection. This phase often feels like grief, because in many ways, it is. You are grieving versions of yourself that carried you through earlier chapters: the achiever, the caretaker, the peacekeeper, the survivor. They helped you get here, but they are not meant to define your future. And letting go of identities can feel like losing stability, even when those identities were built around struggle. During this time, many people try to fix the discomfort quickly. They rush into new relationships, new goals, new distractions. But healing asks for something different: pause, stillness, listening, because the space between who you were and who you are becoming is sacred. It is where clarity forms. It is where intuition becomes louder than fear. It is where your real life begins quietly assembling itself. You may not see progress right now, but beneath the surface, your priorities are reorganizing, your boundaries are strengthening, your nervous system is learning peace instead of hypervigilance. You are becoming someone who no longer accepts what once felt unavoidable, and that transformation changes everything. Here is the truth few people share. Life rarely improves in a straight line. Often, things destabilize first. Old systems collapse. False connections fade. Outgrown environments dissolve. Not because you are losing your life, but because you are outgrowing it. One day, Without noticing exactly when it happened, you will feel different, calmer, clearer, more grounded. You will realize you are no longer chasing what once felt urgent. You will choose peace without guilt. You will trust yourself in ways you never could before. And you will look back at this season, the one that felt like everything falling apart, and understand it was the moment your life finally began aligning with who you truly are. So if your life feels uncertain right now, if things are ending without clear replacement, if you feel both fear and quiet relief at the same time, take a breath. You are not failing. You are transitioning. Sometimes life must fall apart. So the version of you built on survival can make space for the version built on truth. And what comes after this stage is not just improvement. It is alignment. If this message found you at the right moment, subscribe and continue the journey. Because healing is not the end of the story. It is the beginning of becoming fully alive. Thank you for taking the time to connect to my content. And always remember that you are loved.